Finova Payment and Mortgage Services are pleased to have Andrew from our referral partner Fluent Money here to go into more detail as to how they can help you, our members.
Hi, good morning everybody. As Sasha said, my name's Andrew. I'm the team leader here on the broker team. I've been here for approximately 7 years, and most of that has been spent on the broker team. The purpose for the broker team is literally to look after you. We never speak to any clients. You're the broker, yourselves are our client. So just a little bit about Fluent Money. So Fluent Money Group started in the recession purely for second charges. It is certainly where we've got our name and reputation from. We currently underwrite approximately 30% of all completed secured loans in the UK at the moment. As you can see, Fluent Money, Fluent Mortgages, Fluent Lifetime and Fluent Bridging, and Fluent for Advisors is our intermediary arm of the business. We are the UK's largest specialist packager. Again, 30% of all completed secured loans in the UK. Currently around about 420 staff. We're all based in Bolton, up near Manchester, growing massively. Since I started in the company, I think we had about 100 members of staff. So as you can see, absolutely growth is phenomenal. So secured loans, when would your client require a secured loan? It is a major question, that one. A lot of people generally do think of a secured loan as dealing with all the unusual stuff, the consolidation, where there's been credit arrears, things like that, which is absolutely true. We can deal with that. However, about 80% of our customers are actually prime customers. But it might be that the mortgage rate is too good at present, or there might be an interest only, and it's not time to renew that. Typically, most secured loans are refinanced within 1 to 2 years. And generally, most of our lenders have got no ERTs or a one-off discharge fee, which is very, very low. They might also be tied in with ERTs. So if those ERTs are massive, again, might not be the right time for them to remortgage just yet, but they might need to release those funds. Maybe wife wants a new kitchen, a bathroom, or they've just got a tax bill or something unexpected that's turned up, where it's a bit too much for an unsecured loan. And again, you know, that's another typical example. As spoken before, where the credit profile has been affected, they might have CCJs, defaults, missed payments, debt management plans, or IVAs. Generally speaking, we have a lender for all of those. Again, most of your lenders on a remortgage won't look to certain loan to values or for certain loan purposes. On a secured loan, we can lend for any legal purpose. There's 1 or 2 that we can't, mainly gambling, things like that. But if you can't remortgage them because of the loan purpose, 9 times out of 10, we will have a lender for you. And again, a lot of our lenders will go do full debt funds. I know a lot of first charge lenders don't. Affordability issues. Again, our lenders are just a little bit more lenient and will accept different types of income. Whereas on a first charge, a lot of lenders won't take certain types. So it's always worth finding out if they've got any other form of income that you normally couldn't use, just to see if we can use it. Again, things like child benefit, working tax credit, court-ordered maintenance, things like that, we can use them. So again, and we do have lenders that don't have a loan to LTI multiple income multiple. Some of them it is done purely on an income and expenditure. So one sort of little case study here for you. This was a business purpose loan. Again, lenders for this one. So a client owns or manages 4 wine shops in North London. The owner of the property gave him the option to purchase the business, but because of the income, Mr. couldn't do a commercial mortgage on it. We looked at his residential, which was valued at 550. With that, he only had 20,000 left on his current mortgage. Employed income 52. He was 44 with a single. And again, yes, it was a referral because of the loan purpose and the future income levels and the business forecast. Again, because of the size and the quantity of business that Fluent are writing, we have the lenders working out of our offices quite often and the BDMs at the end of the call. and we're very, very good at getting referrals through. With Fluent, it's not always a case of computer says no. We will ring, we will refer, we will get things through that a lot of companies won't. So the benefits for you of using Secured and using Fluent. First of all, it gets that tricky case off your desk. You may be sat there now with a remortgage that you're just struggling to place. You might have exhausted all your options. Refer it to Fluent. Again, retain your client. Yes, we will look after the client for you on a second charge, but they are still always your client. We don't do any cross-selling. There might be other products available, but we will always come back to yourselves first. Even if that client comes back to us in the future, it's still your client. And obviously on completion, you get paid for it. With Fluent, it is always a simple referral. I'll talk about the referral process later on. It's a simple referral. We do full advice compliance for you. We only need some basic information, and we'll tell you how to get those referred over. For instance, we have one broker who was looking at his declined list. Went through all his decline list, found there were quite a number that he couldn't help, spoke to them, made sure that they were still interested in raising funds after having spoken to us to see if we could do something for him. And just purely from his decline list, earned £12,000 last financial year. But why Fluent? Again, touched on this earlier, we are the largest packager in the UK for secured loans. Again, 30% of all completed secured loans come through Fluent. Dedicated broker support for you and your client. We have external BDMs, and we also have a team of internal BDMs who are just here to look after you. Again, incredibly technology-led company. Our IT team is absolutely massive. We have smartphone apps for your clients, so they can see it at a glance. Again, most people these days don't have time for that many calls. They want instant updates. They want their information at the fingertips. That's all available to them with push notifications. As you can see, it's incredibly user-friendly. We do also have a broker portal for yourselves so that you can track all your cases, see all the notes as they're added live as well. And again, you've got the broker team here. We can always give you any updates if you need anything further. So we've mentioned how easy it is to refer an inquiry. We've got a dedicated central line and an email, which is on the screen. That will come through to somebody on the team of the internal BDLs. We will all talk you through absolutely anything, and we'll give you our individual direct dials as well. Thanks for listening to me today. Hope that's given you a little bit more knowledge on a secured loan. All we do say is at Fluent, if you've got any queries or questions, give us a call. Let's see if we can help you out. And I'll take questions from Tasha.
Thank you, Andrew. I do have a few questions. So the first one here is, how should a broker register with you?
Okay, so the number that's on screen or the email address, you can either ring or email asking to be registered, and you'll very quickly, within office hours, get a call back from somebody on the team. All we'll need is very basic details from yourself, contact number, email, FCA, and that's it.
Brilliant. And then, so once they're set up, how should they submit the referral? Will it be through the app?
So again, with the referral, we've got a few different ways we can do it. So once you submit to be registered, somebody from the team will call you back and they'll give you their direct contact. And they can give you a referral form. So we have them, they're very simple, or you can give it over the phone, whichever you prefer. So either an email back to us on that referral form, or we can ask the information over the phone. Very, very simple.
And from there, what is the referral process like for those who don't have the app? Do brokers receive the updates, or do you contact the client directly?
Okay, so the referral process is we get the referral in, you tell us when that client wants to call. Now we can generally get it called within an hour. The advisor will call the client, do a quick fact find, sort of 10-15 minutes, and a soft search. So with Fluent, it's always a soft search quotation and there's no upfront fees. Really, it's a no obligation quote. Once the advisor has spoken to the client, they'll whip that case straight away. So this is possibly where we differ from a lot of brokers out there. And generally within an hour can go back with a decision in principle. We don't leave it sitting on our desk for days. It's dealt with there and then at the time that's requested, or as close to as we physically can. Once we've got that decision in principle, we'll let the client know, and then we'll let the broker, the introducing broker, know as well. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's still your client, and that client, you know, you may have built up a rapport with them, you might have known them for years, so they will probably come back to you and ask, what do you think? So we need to keep you as informed. But we can, once the docs have been issued, we can send you a copy of the ETIS over. Assuming the client allows us to, by the way, they do have to allow us to do this, obviously with GDPR purposes, but 99% is absolutely fine. And then you then will have access to that inquiry on the broker portal. You can see all the live notes that are added as well.
Brilliant. And then, is there a particular type of client that wouldn't be acceptable for you for referrals?
What we say is, generally, if they've had a lot of very recent mortgage payments or secured loan missed payments, shall we say, that might be one issue. But what I would say is, try us, just because in the secured world, lenders are changing the criteria all the time, and what you generally would think that is not going anywhere, we might have a thing. We're quite happy to do indicative quotes, as long as if it's something like that, you can give us dates and a reason. We'll approach the lenders without it going any further. And even if we have to refer it over, it's just that soft search and no upfront fee, so it doesn't cost them a penny to find that out as well. The only other thing I can think of off the top of my head that we won't accept at the moment, or can't accept, is any non-UK resident. So we're not doing anyone who's not a UK resident, and that's purely down to Brexit and the fact that EU and UK haven't done all the legislation to protect all. So at the moment, we're not doing any expat stuff.
Okay. And just to give the brokers an idea, how big is your current lender panel for secured loans?
So again, we're whole of market. We've got a lender pretty much for every instance that you can sort of think of. Fluent are very, very selective with our lender panel. If people don't perform the way that we at Fluent believe they should, they quite easily do get removed off panel. So we're always doing the best thing for our customer. Off the top of my head, at the moment, I believe we've got around about 12, 13 second charge lenders on there. But again, that does change, and we're always looking to improve the lender panel. But again, we have, whether it be prime or subprime lenders, we've got everyone that will pretty much match any situation around.
And lastly, what is the typical time to completion you find?
Okay, so from us doing the initial fact find, issuing the docs out, which if the client's happy to proceed, once we've got that quote for them, we'll get docs out to them same day and online, so they've got access to it. As soon as we get those docs back, the average completion is between 2 to 4 weeks. We've seen some complete within days. We've seen some obviously one a little bit longer. The same as when you're doing a first charge for your clients, the biggest hold up generally is clients not coming back with information that's requested quickly. That's generally what slows an application down. Again, every lender is slightly different and every case is slightly different, but on average between 2 to 4 weeks.
Brilliant. Well, that's all of my questions done. Thank you very much for taking the time to put this presentation together, answer my questions. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time, Sasha.